Welcome dear students, let us continue the textual reading of the chapter The Adventure authored by Jayant Narlikar. In the previous lecture, we learnt about Professor Gayatonde's journey from Pune to Bombay, where he reached the library of Asiatic Society to solve the riddle of history. The riddle of history was pertaining to his doubt about the existence of the East India Company. Still, its signs were there in Mumbai and its suburban areas when he reached there, and he wanted to know what was the reason behind that. As he read in history that the East India Company had wound up just before the events of 1857 revolution. But when he reached Mumbai, he still found the remnants of East India Company. That is, the headquarters of East India Company was there, an imposing building just outside the Victoria Terminus. So let us continue with this. He took the lunch and thereafter he continued on his way towards the town hall. Yes, to his relief, the town hall was there and it did house the library. Means he has reached the town hall and there he has found the Asiatic library. He entered the reading room and asked for a list of history books including his own. So thereafter, after reaching there, he fetched some books of history and some books which he had written by himself, means he had authored by himself. Those books also were brought to him by the librarian. So ये सब उसके दिमाग में चल रहा है. वो ओवरनाइट एक्सीडेंट स्पॉट पे पड़े हुए हैं और उनके जो सबकॉन्शियस माइंड है उसमें ये सब कुछ चल रहा है. एक्चुअली ही हैज़ नॉट गॉन टू एनी प्लेस, ही हैज़ नॉट विजिटेड मुंबई प्रैक्टिकली, लेट मी टेल यू. So you need to make up your mind according to that situation only, then only you will be able to understand it. His 5 volumes duly arrived on his table, means history की 5 books उसकी टेबल पे पहुंच गई हैं. He started from the beginning. Volume 1 took the history up to the period of Ashoka, means first volume of the history book covered the period up to the reign of Emperor Ashoka, and the second volume contained the reign of Samudragupta, volume 3 up to Muhammad Ghori, and volume 4 up to the death of Aurangzeb. So up to the death of Aurangzeb, the history was given in 4 books, first 4 books. Up to this period, history was as he knew it, means till here, till the death of Aurangzeb, there is no doubt whatever he read earlier about them also found the same in these books after reaching the library. But where the problem comes, let us continue. The change evidently had occurred in the last volume. Last volume probably deals with the 1857 revolution, where he found some problem with the previous knowledge which was not synchronizing with the knowledge given or the history given in the last volume, last book, 5th book. Okay, reading volume 5 from both hands inwards, Gangadhar Pant finally converged on the precise moment where history had taken a different turn. So after reading the 5th book, 5th volume from both hands, means he thoroughly read this book, and after reading he came to the conclusion that yes, there was a different turn in the history. मीन्स जो उसने अभी तक बुक्स में पढ़ा था वो डिफरेंट था जो इस बुक में दिया हुआ था. मीन्स हिस्ट्री विच ही हैड रेड अर्लियर was not matching at all with the contents of this book, book number 5. That page in the book described the Battle of Panipat and it mentioned that the Marathas won it handsomely. इस बुक में ये दिया गया है कि पानीपत, बैटल ऑफ पानीपत जो 1761 में हुआ था, बैटल ऑफ पानीपत वाज फाउट बिटवीन अहमद शाह अब्दाली एंड द मराठास. अहमद शाह अब्दाली केम फ्रॉम अफगानिस्तान. सो एज यू नो, अहमद शाह अब्दाली वन दिस बैटल एंड मराठास लॉस्ट दिस बैटल. वेयर एज इस बुक में वो कुछ उल्टा पढ़ रहे हैं, इसमें मराठा जीते हुए हैं, इट मीन्स अहमद शाह अब्दाली हार चुका था. अब्दाली वाज रूटेड एंड ही वाज चेस्ड बैक टू काबुल बाय द triumphant Maratha army led by Sadashivrao Bhau and his nephew, the young Vishwas Rao. So who was leading the that is army of or the battalion of this Maratha army? The leaders were Sadashivrao Bhau and his nephew, young Vishwas Rao. They fought valiantly there and they became victorious in this battle. and Ahmad Shah Abdali was chased back to Kabul, means he was thrust back from the Battle of Panipat. वो हार गया था वहाँ पे. The book did not go into a blow-by-blow account of the battle itself. So, this book was not giving the actual details, the chronological events, the orderly manner of the events which took place in the Battle of Panipat. Rather, it elaborated in detail its consequences for the power struggle in India. In spite of that, this book contained the details of the result of this Battle of Panipat, after which there was a lot of power struggle in India, means different sultanates were reigned or ruled by different people afterwards. So this was given in detail in that book. हिंदुस्तान की जो पावर स्ट्रगल था उसमें क्या क्या चेंजेस थे, इसके क्या परिणाम निकले बैटल ऑफ पानीपत के, जिसकी वजह से हिंदुस्तान की जो राजनीति थी उसमें बहुत सारे बदलाव आए और यहाँ पे अलग अलग रूलर्स ने रूल किया. गंगाधर पंत read through this account avidly. Avidly means keenly, with interest. So he read the book with keen interest. The style of writing was unmistakably his, yet he was reading the account for the first time. So जो उसमें लिखा हुआ था that was just like the way गंगाधर पंत wrote himself. जो खुद लिखते थे वैसे ही उसके जो स्टाइल था वो लिखा हुआ था उस बुक में. फिर भी वो फर्स्ट टाइम उस बुक को पढ़ रहे थे. दैट्स वाई ही वॉज टेकिंग a very keen interest. He was enthusiastic to learn and know the facts given in that book. Book number 5. Their victory in the battle was not only a great moral booster to the Marathas, but it also established their supremacy in northern India. So as you know, dear students, that whenever any battle is won by a ruler, an emperor, definitely his name and fame is going to spread across the reign or across the empire. So similarly happened here. This win of Battle of Panipat worked as a big moral booster for the Marathas and their army, and they established their supremacy in the northern India, means in northern India, in the parts of Delhi and its surroundings, their name and fame spread. They became the eminent rulers, you can say, who sent back Abdali to Kabul, Afghanistan. The East India Company, which had been watching these developments from the sidelines, got the message and temporarily shelved its expansionist program. Shelved means put on hold, रोक देना. Expansionist program means उसको जो स्प्रेड करने का, जो फैलाने का, जो इनका जो आइडिया था, इनकी जो पॉलिसी थी, उसको उन्होंने रोक दिया. जब ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को पता चला कि ऐसे ऐसे मोमेंट्स हो रहे हैं, मीन्स पावर शिफ्ट हो रही है, अब्दाली हार चुका है, मराठा जीत चुके हैं और मराठा साउथ इंडिया से नॉर्थ इंडिया में आके अपना कब्जा बना रहे हैं. सो दे सेंस समथिंग रॉन्ग एंड दे थॉट इट बेटर टू स्टॉप द फर्दर स्प्रेड और एक्सपेंशन ऑफ देयर कंपनी इन द रेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया. For the Peshwas, the immediate result was an increase in the influence of Bhau Sahib and Vishwas Rao, who eventually succeeded his father in 1780 AD. So their father died in 1780 AD, and thereafter Bhau Sahib and Vishwas Rao were the two prominent leaders who were to ascend the throne of the Maratha, that is, they were to become the Peshwas, and their power also increased because of the win of Battle of Panipat. The troublemaker Dada Sahib was relegated to the background and he eventually retired from state politics. So there was a troublemaker, means he was creating the complications in their power struggle, in their expansion of their establishment of their power, who was Dada Sahib. So he was relegated, means he was downgraded or his rank was lowered in the politics, and thereafter he retired from the state politics also, means वो जो political affairs थे उनसे दूर हट गए दादा साहिब. और अभी मेन लीडर कौन रह गए इनके? भाऊ साहिब एंड उनके जो नेफ्यू थे विश्वास राव. To its dismay, the East India Company met its match in the new Maratha ruler Vishwas Rao. So dismay means a sad feeling, you can say, sad feeling, dismal, agony. सो ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के लिए बड़े दुख की बात थी, बिकॉज East India Company met its match in the new Maratha ruler Vishwas Rao. Vishwas Rao was there to act as a rival to the East India Company. Okay, so ये विश्वास राव को अपने एक विरोधी के तौर पे देख रहे थे. He and his brother Madhav Rao combined political acumen with valor and systematically expanded their influence all over India. So now the Marathas flourished and they started spreading their rule across many parts of India, and this was because of a good combination of Vishwas Rao and his brother Madhav Rao. Both of them came together to spread their rule, and they combined the political acumen. Acumen means accuracy or keenness, cleverness. They acted very cleverly with great accuracy, keenness to spread their political empire with valor, and they systematically expanded it. The company was reduced to pockets of influence near Bombay, means the East India Company was shrunken near the parts of Mumbai only. It could not get chance to spread its wings in the rest of India, that is parts away from मुंबई, वहीं तक सिकुड़ के रह गई. कलकत्ता एंड मैड्रास. सो मुंबई, कलकत्ता एंड मैड्रास जो मेट्रो सिटीज़ एंड से उन्हीं में इनका दबदबा था, उससे बाहर ये नहीं जा पाए. जस्ट लाइक इट्स यूरोपियन राइवल्स द पोर्टुगीज एंड द फ्रेंच. जस्ट लाइक द यूरोपियन राइवल्स, ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के राइवल्स थे. राइवल्स मीन्स इनके अपोनेंट्स, इनके कंपिटेंट्स, और वो कौन थे? Portuguese and French. So as you know, Portuguese were also confined to some parts of Goa, and the French people also. Earlier they also used to rule in India, but they were confined within these territories. So like that, East India Company also became confined or brought to the confinement of the sub parts of Bombay, Calcutta and Madras cities only. For political reasons, the Peshwas kept the puppet Mughal regime alive in Delhi. So there was the rule of Mughals in Delhi, and the Peshwas, that is Vishwas Rao and Madhav Rao, they thought it better to continue the rule of Mughals in Mumbai because they were seeking some political benefit in that. In the 19th century, these de facto rulers from Pune were astute enough to recognize the importance of the technological age dawning in Europe. So de facto means, as a matter of fact, in fact, these rulers in 19th century thought that some technical progress was going on in the Europe, that is mainly in England, and industrial revolution was taking place, and they recognized the importance of technical age. As you know, our Prime Minister Modi wants everything to be made in India, so he has launched a massive drive of Make in India, under which all the products need to be produced here itself. So that is a good technological boost for our country, which will definitely give wings to our employment drive. Okay, many people will be employed under that. Similarly, those people, that is these Marathas, understood the importance of technology so long ago, and they wanted some benefit from the Europe. They set up their own centers for science and technology. उन्होंने अपने साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी के सेंटर्स बना लिए. Here the East India Company saw another opportunity to extend its influence. Means now the East India Company thought it and to considered it as a better opportunity that they could provide some aid or assistance to the Marathas in order to increase their technology and scientific revolution. It offered aid and experts. Okay, so they offered them the expert or the trained personnel and assistants also. They were accepted only to make the local centers self-sufficient. They were accepted only to make the local centers self-sufficient. So the local centers were to be made self-sufficient, means they are to provide the material and men means expert person, they assisted them. वहीं तक उनका वो था, वो बाहर के लिए नहीं थे. मीन्स लोकल सेंटर्स जो मराठाओं के थे जिसमें साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी का डेवलपमेंट होना था, उसमें असिस्टेंस के लिए ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ने अपने हेल्पिंग हैंड एक्सटेंड किए. द 20th century brought about further changes. Inspired by the West, India moved towards a democracy. So from Western countries, as you know, democracy arrived in India. The oldest democracy is in America and the largest democracy is of India. So the democracy arrived in our country from Western countries, and it took a new turn in our politics. By then the Peshwas had lost their enterprise and they were gradually replaced by democratically elected bodies. So when democracy started spreading its roots in India, obviously the Peshwas had to give up their empire, means they had to lose their estate, and this their enterprise or the ruling was replaced by the democratically elected persons, not by the emperors or kings. The Sultanate at Delhi survived even this transition. Means during this time also, during this democratic transition also, this transformation also, this Sultanate of Delhi still served. Means वहाँ पे दिल्ली सुल्तान जो है वो अभी भी बने रहे वहाँ पे, largely because it wielded no real influence, because there was no harm from that side, it was not having any importance. दिल्ली सल्तनत का कोई खास इंपॉर्टेंस या कोई खास इंटरफेरेंस नहीं था डेमोक्रेसी में. दी शहंशाह ऑफ दिल्ली वाज नो मोर देन ए फिगर हेड टू रबर स्टैम्प द रिकमेंडेशंस मेड बाय द सेंट्रल पार्लियामेंट. सो ही वाज जस्ट ए फॉर नेम सेक. The Shahenshaw of Delhi was just a rubber stamp. He was not having any direct interference with the policies or any decisions taken by the central parliament. जो भी गवर्नमेंट डिसीजन लेती थी उसके ऊपर उनका एक रबर स्टैंप लगता था, जस्ट लाइक द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया टुडे, एज द ऑल डिसीजंस आर लेड बाय द प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया एंड द प्रेसिडेंट acts as a rubber stamp. As he read on, Gangadhar Pant began to appreciate the India he had seen. It was a country that had not been subjected to slavery for the white man. It had learned to stand on its own feet and knew what self-respect was. So अभी ये सब पढ़ते हुए गंगाधर पंत को पता चला कि जो इंडिया की जो ब्रेवरी के बारे में, जो इनकी जो ग्रेस के बारे में, शान के बारे में जो उन्होंने पढ़ा है, दैट वाज ट्रू. एंड इंडिया ने कभी भी अपने आप को अंग्रेज़ों के, वाइट मैन अंग्रेज़ों के उसमें मीन्स उनके गुलाम नहीं हुए. ओके, they never became slave to the Britishers. Rather, they have learnt how to stand their own feet and knew what self-respect was. So self-reliance बनने में इंडिया के लोग आगे रहे और अपने सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट को बचाने में भी उन्होंने बहुत कुछ जाना इसके बारे में और एक्ट किया. फ्रॉम ए पोजिशन ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ एंड फॉर प्योरली कॉमर्शियल रीजन्स, इट हैड फॉलो द ब्रिटिश to retain Bombay as the sole outpost on the subcontinent. So some political reasons के लिए और कुछ commercial reasons के लिए only हमारी जो elected government थी उसने ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को बॉम्बे और इसके कुछ आउटपोस्ट, कुछ आउटर के जो एरियाज थे उनमें इसको काम करने के लिए अलाउ किया. एंड दैट वाज अकॉर्डिंग टू ए ट्रीटी विच वाज साइंड इन 1908 दैट ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी वुड रिमेन इन बॉम्बे एंड इट्स सबकॉन्टिनेंट फॉर अप टू ईयर 2001. दिस वाज द ट्रीटी अप टू ईयर 2001. ये इस ट्रीटी के अकॉर्डिंग था क्योंकि ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी से हमें बहुत कुछ सीखना था. इंडिया में रॉ मटेरियल तो बहुत था बट देयर वाज नॉट द स्किल्ड पर्सन अवेलेबल देयर एंड द टेक्नोलॉजी वाज ऑल्सो not here. So we were solely dependent on the Britishers. Gangadhar Pant could not help comparing the country he knew with what he was witnessing around him. So he started comparing the country, जो हिस्ट्री में पढ़ा था उन्होंने और जो अभी विटनेस कर रहे थे. बट एट द टाइम सेम टाइम ही फेल्ट दैट हिज इन्वेस्टिगेशंस वर इनकम्प्लीट. How did the Marathas win the battle? Now he thought that whatever he was trying to investigate was not yet over, because he had heard that Marathas lost the battle and the Abdalis won. But here he found something contrary to that, so it was very difficult for him to believe in. Okay, so to find the answer he must look for accounts of the battle itself. So in order to ascertain the truth behind the battle of Panipat, who won it actually, he had to go in deep about the details of the battle of Panipat itself. In the book, he went through the books and journals before him. सभी books और journals उसने जो भी उनके सामने पढ़े हुए थे सब पढ़े. At last, among the books, he found one that gave him the clue. Now he has found a book which is going to tell him some clue about it. What happened actually in Panipat? It was Bahusaibachi Bakhar. The name of the book was Bahusaibachi Bakhar. You need to remember this term. Although he seldom relied on the Bakhars for historical evidence, he found them entertaining to read. Means he hardly believed on the accuracy of and the content of the Bakhars. बाउसाइबाची बाखर्स वो उनमें बिलीव नहीं करता था, क्योंकि उसमें कोई हिस्टोरिकल एविडेंस के बारे में कोई ट्रुथ की श्योरिटी नहीं होती थी. फिर भी इंटरटेनमेंट के लिए कभी कभी उनको पढ़ते थे. समटाइम्स बरीड इन, सो ही स्कैर्सली बिलीव्ड ऑन द एक्यूरेसी एंड द हिस्टोरिकल कंटेंट ऑफ द बाउसाइबाची बाखर्स, बट ही रेड देम often for the entertainment. Sometimes buried in the graphic but doctored accounts. Doctored accounts means the accounts which are interfered with. ट्रुथ के साथ में कुछ छेड़छाड़ की हो. He could spot the germ of truth. इन सब के बीच में कभी कभी उनको कुछ ना कुछ छिपी हुई सच्चाई या ट्रुथ मिल जाया करती इन बाउसाइबाची बाखर्ज में, इसलिए वो इनको पढ़ लेते थे कभी कभी. He found one now in a 3-line account of how close विश्वास राव had come to being killed. और इन्हीं बाउसाइबाची बाखर्ज में एक में से उनको एक डिटेल मिलती है, 3-line डिटेल. उसमें दिया गया था कि विश्वास राव was spared in that battle, means he could survive the battle and he was just saved by a bullet injury. Let us read these 3 lines. And then Vishwas Rao guided his horse to the melee where the elite troops were fighting and he attacked them. Means this account was given, this detail was given that Vishwas Rao was going towards the place where the melee means the intensive fight, मल्ल युद्ध जो फाइट वहाँ पे चल रही थी. एंड इलाइट ट्रूप्स फॉर फाइटिंग मीन्स द पावरफुल ट्रूप्स, आर्मीज ऑफ सोल्जर्स वर फाइटिंग देयर. ही वेंट दैट साइड एंड ही अटैक्ड देम. स्ट्रेट वे ही अटैक्ड देम. विश्वास राव उधर जाते हैं और उनके ऊपर अटैक कर देते हैं. एंड गॉड वॉज मर्सीफुल, सो गॉड साउड इट्स मर्सी. ए शॉट ब्रस्ट पास्ट हिज एयर. एक गोली विश्वास राव के कान के पास से निकल जाती है. इवन द डिफरेंस ऑफ ए तिल मीन्स सिसम वुड हैव लेड टू हिज डेथ. तिल, इट इंडिकेट्स वेरी क्लोज डिफरेंस. ओके, ए स्मॉल ग्रेन, एज यू नो तिल इट इज यूज टू ईट एंड इट इज ऑयली ऑल्सो. सो एक तिल के बराबर जगह या इतनी डिस्टेंस से उनके कान के पास से गोली निकल जाती है. अगर ये थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस ये निकल जाती है, डिफ्लेक्ट हो जाती है बुलेट, तो उनकी डेथ हो सकती थी. विश्वास राव की कान के पास से बुलेट तिल भर दूर से निकली एंड इट वुड हैव शॉट हिम लीडिंग टू हिज डेथ हैड इट बीन डिफ्लेक्टेड बाय ए क्लोज डिस्टेंस और ए क्लोज गैप. At 8 o'clock, the librarian politely reminded the professor that the library was closing for the day. अभी तक गंगाधर पंत वही बैठे हुए हैं, बुक्स को पढ़ रहे हैं और शाम के 8 बज चुके हैं. Now the librarian is going to close it because he has to go to his home. Gangadhar Pant emerged from his thoughts. Gangadhar Pant is lost in his thoughts about the battle of Panipat. He is reading these Bahusaibachi Bakharji and all these things. By that time, the librarian alerted him about the time. Looking around, he noticed that he was the only reader left in that magnificent hall. So in the town hall where that library was housed, Nobody else was there except the librarian and Gangadhar Pant, that is Professor Gaitonde. Everybody else had already left. I beg your pardon, sir. May I request you to keep these books here for my use tomorrow morning? So Gangadhar Pant requests the librarian that sorry for delaying him there. He was lost in the books and he could not sense the timing. He could not come to know about the timing, that it was already 8 o'clock. But he requested him that those books should be kept there only, so that in the next morning he can come and go through them again. By the way, when do you open? So he asked the librarian about the opening time of the library. At 8 o'clock, sir. The librarian smiled. He smiled and replied that, sir, by 8 o'clock tomorrow this will be opened. Here was a user and researcher right after his heart. Means this Gangadhar Pant was very keen user and researcher of the history, and he was taking keen interest in the books. He was the one person who was showing his utmost interest in the books. As the professor left the table, he shoved some notes into right pocket. So Gangadhar Pant जैसे ही वहाँ से लाइब्रेरी से निकलते हैं, उन्होंने कुछ नोट्स अपनी पॉकेट में डाल लिए. Shoved means push something in rough way. Absent-mindedly, he also shoved the Bakar into his left pocket. So already Gangadhar Pant was lost in the facts, in the learning the facts of history. So he forgot about everything, and in that forgetfulness, absent-mindedly, he pushed one Bausaibachi Bakar also into his left pocket, which was taken by him unintentionally. Right? He took this book unintentionally. जानबूझ के नहीं लेके गए वो. By mistake, he put it into his pocket, and in other pocket he put some notes. So next day he will come and we will read what this course of action takes place. Thank you, dear students. Have a nice day.